Hello everyone, we are from
Group 2.
So today we are gonna explore Sono Budoyo Museum. Stay tuned!
Here we are taking a trip today to the Sono Budoyo Museum. It's one of Yogyakarta's leading cultural institutions. As a participant in this museum visit, we were able to gain knowledge about Indonesia history, to explore various types of traditional arts, and learn about the values that have been carried through the generations. By the end of this video, we will provide a general overview of the history of the museum, explore some of its remarkable exhibitions and cultural holdings, and share several interesting facts we discovered while on the tour. We will also discuss some of the aspects we enjoyed the most while we were there, including the atmosphere, the unique artifacts, and the overall experience of visiting the museum. The Sono Budoyo Museum has existed since 1935. It was started by the 8th Sultan Hamengkubuwono of Yogyakarta and is made up of two main buildings, which basically contain everything cultural and historical from Java, Bali, and Lombok.
In 2022, the second of these buildings, named Gedung Hasta Brata, was opened by the 10th Sultan Hamengkubuwono of Yogyakarta and now provides a much more modern and interactive museum experience. Digital display exhibition, 3D wayangs, and mini cinema are now available to visitors. The museum doesn't only preserve artifacts, but they help the younger generation to appreciate Indonesia's very rich cultural heritage. Durga, the goddess of the victory, would succeed in conquering even the mighty Asura. Threatening her homeland was the other breathtaking statue based on her relationship as the wife of Shiva and the mother of Ganesha. The Islamic culture exhibit was the most outstanding item we saw. That Islam came to Indonesia through trade and cultural preaching by Wali Songo was something we learned.
This statue representing Ganesha contains Arabic Tawhid calligraphy with his body, representing the acculturation between Islamic culture and Hindu culture in Indonesia. Next, we learn about surgeon clothing philosophy. Created by Sunan Kalijaga, the surgeon outfit would have buttons to symbolize Islamic teaching, like the 6 pillars, or called Rukun Iman, and controlling human desires, or Bahima. We enjoy looking around so many really interesting exhibit rooms on our visit. We're looking at many different ways of doing wayang, including Purwa from both Ramayana and Mahabharata stories, Wahyu from the Bible, and Kancil, which has been modified from an old way of doing this using modern techniques, and so on.
In the Bali or Lombok section, we learned about Trimurti and the gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, as well as ceremonial items, traditional clothing, and paintings showing the creation of Balinese folklore. When looking at the various collections, it was apparent to us that Indonesian culture is very diverse and mirrors its historical, spiritual, and cultural heritage. Our visit to Sono Budoyo Museum was very uplifting and cultural. Not only does the museum have beautiful cool items on display, but it also holds the words of our history, the philosophies behind the items, and the identities of each culture. Through our visit, we were reminded of the need to appreciate and protect the Indonesian heritage in today's world. We thank you for watching our video on this museum. We hope this helps to inspire others to explore and appreciate the culture and history of Indonesia.
Hello everyone, we are from Group 2 and today we are going to have company visit at Harian Jogja. Stay tuned!
Harian Jogja!
So, in this video, we would like to share the result of our visit to Harian Jogja Company during our KKL trip in Yogyakarta. We will explain the history of Harian Jogja, the activities we did there, their publication, collaboration, current issues, and also how technology changed mass media today. Okay? First, we will briefly introduce Harian Jogja. Harian Jogja was formed in 2008 as one of local newspaper in Yogyakarta. At the time, they chose to focus on newspapers because most of the people prefer reading news through newspaper rather than digital media. Then, in 2009, Harian Jogja began to develop their website in line with the evolution of technology and the increase in internet users. Although digital media is now more popular, Harian Jogja still published newspaper until this day. This year between 2008 and 2014 were the highest point for the newspaper printing because the number of readers was still very high.
Moving on to the activities during our visit to Harian Jogja, the first activity was a presentation session by the Chief Creative and Innovation Officer. From this session, we learned about journalism, digital media, and the development of mass media in the modern era. The second activity is an office tour. During the office tour, we can directly observe the work environment and how Harian Jogja produce and also manage news content. Now, we will talk about the publication produced by Harian Jogja. Currently, Harian Jogja prints around 5,000 to 10,000 copies of the newspaper. Compared to the past, the number has decreased because many readers now are preferred to the digital platforms. Meanwhile, their website received around 1.3 million visitors. This shows that online news platforms are becoming increasingly dominant in today's society.
Speaking of their publication, do you guys know Harian Jogja has consistently collaborated with several media outlets in the press, but in the website and the newspaper? Yes, since 2014, reportedly Harian Jogja with other parties such as Berita Antara, Solo Post, Business.com, and advertisement brand have created a strategic alliance and partnership to share collaborative goals and activities in order to maintain their relationship performance. After we know about their publication, collaboration as well as their history, we will continue discussing what Harian Jogja has been addressing regarding the current issues of the world. First up, as of May 21st, the most prominent topic in their newspaper is highlighting the section of English as a mandatory course for elementary school. Meanwhile, if we take a second to their website, Harian Jogja has been effectively covering worldwide issues, ranging from the war, Iran versus United States, to the controversy surrounding the President of Indonesia as for their latest news. Now, we know how Harian Jogja doesn't only report relevant topics, but also gathers swift and valid information for the readers in the recent problems.
Are you still with us? Great! Now we will delightfully inform you about how to access the news written by Harian Jogja. You can visit their website called harianjogja.com or follow their social media for the latest updates that includes Instagram, X, TikTok, and also Facebook. Follow their Instagram at Harian Jogja, all lowercase, their X platform at Harian_Jogja, H and G in capitals, their TikTok at Harian.Jogja, all lowercase, and also their Facebook Harian Jogja, uppercase letters in each word. It was such a wonderful time to finally visit and create memories with Harian Jogja teams. We were having the utmost conversation and discussion regarding the work environment and also the production behind the media. Harian Jogja wasn't only providing us the insightful stories, but their greetings and welcoming company tour were incomparably outstanding for our members' experience. We hope that through this video, the public will appreciate the vision and also the values of Harian Jogja as one of the comprehensive and compatible local media that keeps improving and adapting to the current issue and also technology. The locals may need time to trust and look up the disposition of the media, but we hope with this explanation will be a reminder to the viewers to stay equal with the media consumption. Our most gratitude to stay with us up to this point. See you. Bye-bye.